What's going on, everyone? So, one of the last shows I'll be seeing in Washington State was last night. End of Days, Holy Death, Skelm, Vanishment, and Total Power Exchange. Kind of a mixed bag, some hardcore, some doom death, some thrashiness, some like power grind type stuff. So it was at the Black Lodge in Seattle, and I originally I wasn't going to go to any shows last night, but when I saw that Holy Death was playing, I had to go, and I really wanted to see Skelm again. So, Total Power Exchange came on. They played like I don't know 9 or 10 minutes, pretty gnarly like power grind type stuff. A couple of the members and a few other bands. It was cool to see. I like that kind of stuff. I'm eager to see more where the genre ends up going. So, and I don't know how new the band is. I get the vibe that they're pretty new. So, eager to see kind of what happens with that. But they were cool. Vanishment was up next. Kind of thrashy, kind of old school metal. They were cool. Thrash isn't really my thing, which is weird, but it isn't. And they did a good job. Just the crowd, it was mostly a hardcore night, so the crowd was more oriented that way. There were definitely people there, though, to support it. And I feel like most fans of the heavy music try to at least respect a mixed genre bill. So, kudos to Vanishment. It was nice to finally see those guys. I've never seen them before. And so most of these bands were Washington. Holy Death is what? Cali? Portland? I don't know. Skelm is up next, and this band's doing some evolving at the moment. So they're like real, like heavy, hardcore, but also kind of like a little bit of sludge metal. I don't know. I don't want to put a label on them. They're just heavy and mean and slow and heavy. And man, last night they came out and like there was, the vocalist had on like the nail gauntlets, and then the guitarist had on the biggest fucking spurs I've ever seen on these boots that were like strapped to his legs. So it was a bit of a different thing from them, but it was really cool. I think that Skelm is a band where if they continue to do what they're doing, they'll definitely win some fans along the way, hopefully some respect, probably create a couple really serious songs, and find themselves kind of in that isolation of like this band took themselves to a spot where they can no longer move on from. And I don't mean that in a bad way or like that's the end of their career way. I just think that they're going to go down a path that hasn't quite been explored, or they'll kind of bulldoze through something that have come to an end and they push it a little further. I think it's a good thing. I'm eager to see what happens. Then Holy Death was up next, and man, it was so cool to finally see these guys. None of the sets last night were very long. I think like 30 minutes was the longest set, but Holy Death, I mean, their set flew by, sadly. It was so good and so heavy and so bestial, and my only complaint, they didn't play the song I wanted to hear, but they played, it was a pretty good selection of, I don't know, 6 or 7 songs. And any of the footage I got will be linked below. And then End of Days was up next, and no disrespect to those guys, I think they're doing some good stuff. I just wasn't in the mood to kind of catch them again. So I actually ran down a few blocks to El Corazon and caught the end of the Belfagor show, so I was able to catch, I don't know, three songs from Belfagor. Like, they're cool, they're just not my thing. And so, I caught up with a few friends and everything and watched, 2 or 3 songs. And then I just went home, ran into my friend Mike, bassist for Wrath of Bong. I've been waiting to get my hands on these shirts for a while now, so all in all, last night's show was really good, a good mixture. $20 for 5 bands, and Holy Death, man, they were a band that like if you're a fan of the heavy, you gotta see them. So I don't think that they're a super touring band, but man, it felt really good to see them. My neck's still sore. Lots of headbanging, lots of big headbanging. Yeah, so I have 3 more events here in the Pacific Northwest. I have this Saturday, Bone Bat Comedy of Horror, 14th annual Comedy of Horror, so independent horror and comedy infused horror from around the world. Films as short as 5 seconds up to an hour and a half. And I think the Phantom AD, I think that's what he's called, he's playing a set in the middle. And then Sunday I go up to Canada, sadly my last trip to Vancouver, to catch the whatever it is, the Decibel tour with Mayhem and Imperial Triumphant and all that. And then I end on Monday my last show here, my last show at El Corazon, Birthday Massacre, right? A little bit different vibe, but last time I got to see him, it felt good. And, you know, it'll be nice to see some people and say some goodbyes. And then over to Massachusetts, where April will probably be pretty late, but May and a few of the other months, there's some tickets already. August, going out to LA to catch Acid Bath with Pig Destroyer. Pig Destroyer, the band I've been waiting to see for a while. And Acid Bath, I mean, come on. And then November, going down to Texas for the New Standard Elite Brutal Death Metal Fest, 3 days in November, and that's going to be awesome. So, got some other cool things lined up, some interviews, some reviews, some surprises, and I know that people always say the big things coming, but I'm genuinely pretty pumped about some of this stuff. So we'll see how it goes. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Our subscriber count's starting to really pick up a bit now. So please help us build this community, and the bigger that we get, again, the more we can do contests and giveaways. And so we really want to do that. So subscribe, tell your friends to subscribe, or eject their account and subscribe for them. Hit notifications so you can know when the stuff's coming up. We've been doing a lot of scheduling of videos lately to kind of just have videos posting through the day every 30 to 60 minutes, which seems like it's working for a lot of people. And yeah, so until next time.